I find it weird actually that Meta Athena would pick Eichenwalde for map 2 because like I think Lunatic High has better heroes for the map, but I think Meta Athena thinks that like their Mei strat was super good and they'll probably come back to it. Although I don't know if you can come back to it if Lunatic High knows that it's coming. So I'm interested to see what Meta Athena runs on offense here because I mean you run it once, it's cool, it has novelty, but doing it again is kind of like weird. Or doing it again, like if you become predictable or like players are like, oh shit, they're gonna run the Mei strat, then like obviously you've counter stratted it or like you figured out a way to deal with it. Surprised at who are used playing Diva here instead of the Genji. I think that in comps like this, Lunatic High prioritizes like ulting Zumba because they can just get Graviton after Graviton after Graviton on defense. It's kind of like a different way to play the game. Like instead of relying on team wipes, they rely on cart stall, which I guess is intelligent in its own right. But it's just like a different way to play. I think running Dragon Blade on defense is obviously a little bit riskier than like Graviton, obviously, right? So it's just like a preference at that point. Escon is McCree, and they're running triple tank McCree without a Reinhardt. I don't know if this is real though. It's a weird comp. It's a very all-in comp. Okay, they have no Lucio and they have no Reinhardt. Like I have a hard time believing that this is gonna work. Unless like Chris gets a crazy right click or something and kills somebody with Discord Orb like immediately. Because realistically, Miro should be fine. I guess they switched Chonksick to the Reinhardt at the end there, but they just switched their comp like 3 or 4 times. Well, the Libero on the Hog's pretty good now. So they got in through the choke for free, which I'm surprised, but I guess that goes back to Lunatic High not really having the best heroes to deal with this. Like, Lunatic High not running a Roadhog means that, like, Miro's going to have a hard time. And, like, you see Miro already dead. And that has a lot to do with Libero on the Roadhog. Eska kills Saya player, but I think Eska's time is limited here on this earth. What is he aiming at? Okay. Who Are You gets 2 kills in the background, and somehow Libero missed that hook, and Eska gets that kill. That's insane, actually. He should have been dead, I think. Really good plays, though, from Who Are You on the Diva. Like, that was insane. I don't know how he killed the Ana, and he killed something else. I want to say he killed the McCree, or maybe the Reinhardt? I don't know. But Who Are You getting those kills was very, very clutch. Jaehong almost has Nano. I'm assuming he'll Nano Zumba when they push in. Chris is they're about to have Nano and Trans at the same time too, so this is like a really good moment for Meta Athena, but if Jaehong hits a good nuke, obviously then it won't really matter. So both teams are just going to Nano boost their Reinhardts. Chonksick has ult, Miro's close. Sleep Dart comes out. Everyone's just hitting Q at this point. This is really scary actually for Meta Athena because the sound barrier comes out. Zumba's charging on tanks right now with Transcendence on them, so like he has infinite health arguably to kill Graviton off, and like he's already at 94%. Hoon's only at 50. That's a really big deal actually. I don't know why they're speccing the tanks though. I can't see what's going on. Like the Lucio just got a double kill or something. Eska biting off way more than he can chew there, but Miro comes in and cleans up. And now the tanks are doing so well, but this is the Lucio factor. Like you can't disengage if you're Meta Athena, because if you don't, you can't back up without a Lucio. So just having Toby existing just means that like the tanks are more strong because like Miro can just speed boost and swing, and there's really no way for Meta Athena to deal with that. But now they have to deal with Zumba's Grav, and they now have a Diva. They switched off Roadhog for Diva. I'm not sure why. Maybe because they think that they can eat the Grav, but I don't think Zumba's going to get it eaten. That's a really good grab, actually, into the wall. Like, very well played, but they're still losing the fight. Their team comp didn't really have anything to deal with that. Realistically, what's his name? Eska should have been on the high ground there with High Noon at the exact same time as that Grav, and they might have been able to get something out of that, but I mean, Zumba's Grav was good, but they didn't have Nano Boost, and they didn't have any real heroes to clean it up, so they just wound up losing anyway. Unfortunate, but it is what it is. Zumba gets off the Zarya now. They're going to run like their dive comp, but it's got a 76 on the roof, which I think is fine. I'm surprised they didn't stick with the McCree, though. I feel like the McCree was doing really good work. Or, I mean, it was working in some regard. But I guess that has a lot to do too with like you just want to see like they're running like this tank comp where they just delay the cart, like everyone just delays the cart. But now Jaehong can just like nano Miro, and Miro can stop the cart too. Really well played here from Libero. There's the nano onto the monkey to delay. Miro goes down though. That's pretty bad, but I mean, as long as they suicide on the card here correctly, they should be fine. Good sleep dart. I don't think they have a kill for that though. So if Jaehong and Eska die here, that's really bad, but it doesn't look like anybody's going to chase. But Lunatic High is still in a decent spot because they're going to have sound barrier here. Meta Athena doesn't really have the best fighting potential here. Actually, I lied. They have Reinhardt, and there's no Reinhardt on Lunatic High right now. So realistically, as long as Chonksik doesn't beef this, they should be able to get at least a decent Earth Shatter. Surprised he didn't even just go for it right there. Yeah, there we go. Good sound barrier from Toby, though. Really well played, actually, from Lunatic High there. But they're getting good card time. Although I'm surprised that Meta Athena didn't stay up top with him. I don't know why they bailed. Like, you couldn't see behind the Reinhardt, but I would have assumed that he would have had more help there. Like, the fact that Toby doesn't die there is huge, because you take out the Lucio, you can, like, kind of win the fight, maybe. But they dedicated the Reinhardt solely to that Lucio, and, like, if they had gotten that kill and the Reinhardt didn't have to fall and they didn't have to worry about Eska shooting him or whatever, that could have been a completely different fight. So I'm wondering why Meta Athena didn't, like, commit with him up there. But now they're in like really good position for Lunatic High. Who are you switched off? He's gonna play Genji now. I mean, they have Nano Blade. This should be really rough for Meta Athena, unless Saya player hits like some crazy high noon. Toby's like, honestly, I always praise Toby, but Toby's like, I think Toby catches the most mech suits of like any Genji or any Lucio in the game. Well played though from everybody here on Lunatic High. I mean, they're stalling out this cart really hard. It's always Lucio, but I think it's always Toby. Like, I remember even last season watching like a King's Row game where he just ate every single mech bomb. Maybe he just likes looking at them or something. Like, he likes the cinematics, or like he has like some weird tick where like he just like zones in on it with his head. Like, oh, I need to watch this. I'm really excited for it. Who needs to hit a good Graviton here? If Hoon hits a Graviton, they'll win this fight. They have Nano Boost for the Monkey or the McCree. But this is like, I like this flank in theory, but the cart's moving back so far that like, even though they flanked, they still have to like get back to the cart now. And like half their team split off. What is this? Oh, what is happening? Okay. I mean, they went for that. Was that really the play? I don't know. They make some very interesting decisions, this Meta Athena team here. Like, this push doesn't look good to me. But Noose is having a nuts round. Like, he's kept like 3 people alive during this fight, and there's a sound barrier from Chris. I mean, they can win this fight. This is going to become one of those really staggered fights from Lunatic High because they're kind of going all in on it. But they're burning ults kind of haphazardly, and I think that this is more a mistake from Lunatic High. Like, who are you? If you or you dies here, that's really bad. Like, Jaehong ulted, Miro ulted, Toby ulted, Eska's coming back in to feed late. That's really bad, actually. Jaehong is still dead. They need to group up as 6. I don't know what they're doing, but now they've taken such a bad engage for so long that they don't have ults. Like, Meta Athena can snowball this. I don't think that Lunatic High should even bother trying to defend this, because this Libero ult is actually more than enough for them to hold. Or cap this, rather. They can just, like, sit. He could just go Diva on the cart and just pop his ult. Breaks Zumba's suit. Knocks everybody off the cart. Lunatic High is in a really bad spot now. They really beefed that defense. They committed ults trying to, like, full hold them underneath the bridge, but they didn't have their whole team. And, like, it's really bad. Jaehong's died 2 or 3 times in a row now, and he's not getting anywhere near his ult. And now they're going to get cycle spawned. That's really, really bad.
Just to take him out, but the fact that he fought through and was able to zone them again with a second Deadeye by building up his ult so quickly made all the difference, and he got the kills there too. Saya player's been having a great season so far.
I like McCree on this map more so than other maps. I think it's one of the few maps where I think like you can get good high noons, so I don't know if the McCree is really that weird. It's also, he might be confident in his McCree, at least against Who Are You. See, like, if you get plays like that, it's good, but Who Are You shouldn't be able to get those 2 kills before that, in my opinion. I do like the McCree play, obviously, and Eska's Tracer's not really that good in the grand scheme of things. I'm not sure how good Saya players McCree is. Like, he's definitely good at it, but in terms of him versus who are you, he might just be more confident in the matchup at this point. Because Chauncey's already on the, what's it called? On the Winston. I do like the Chauncey's on the Winston though, and Hoon's Graviton there is pretty good. Good sound barrier from Toby to keep them up. But Zumba's playing really well. I mean, all the tanks are playing very well. Zumba and Miro are doing like this weird tank flank, or like, yeah, I mean, that's like the best way to call it, I guess. Good reflect. But like Miro and Zumba are literally just diving the backline the entire time, and it's turning into like this weird engage where both teams are just diving the backline, and it becomes a situation where like both team supports kind of die, and then depending on which teams has a support that survives and like where the positioning of the heroes are, like it's really bizarre. But again, they don't really have the best answer to who are you unless, like I said, unless Saya player deals with him. Because I don't know, who are you I think is like on another level when it comes to Genji, at least in Korea. Like I don't know how many better Genjis there are. Maybe Haxel is probably like the only one on that level. Haxel? Is that who I'm thinking of? The Runaway? Yeah, it's Haxel. I think Haxel's the only Genji that competes with who are you right now. I haven't noticed Zumba's ults being bad this game yet. I mean, I don't think he's played Zarya as much as normal. He's been playing D.Va a lot, actually, which is strange, but might just be preference. Maybe they didn't feel like he was doing well enough.
They seem uncomfortable so far today, though. You know, it seems like they're not used to this aggression that's coming in from Lunatic. But like you mentioned earlier, they really haven't played anyone that's as aggro as a Lunatic is.
Well, Envious certainly wasn't with a lot of their Widowmaker usage. They didn't have the same backline pressure. And if you take a look at the way that Kongdu Panthera and Africa Blue like to play, yeah, we see a lot of Genji from those teams, but you don't see
defensive Sombra? Is this real?
And I think
or is this a meme?
That has been the big difference here, especially with Miro coming in. Now we are going to see the Sombra on the defense. Athena has
They're running like a dive comp with Sombra, which I think is actually good, but I'm not sure if I like the nano boost over the Zenyatta. I think you should run like Zen or something here with this. But they're gonna get bullied really hard if they don't get EMP early, and I mean like early. Like if they don't get, if EMP's not the first ult up, or if he dies, this whole defense will fall apart really fast. Both teams opting not to run Reinhardt, at least for now. I think Lunatic High will probably stay with this comp, like a comfort comp in some way, but I'm surprised that they're trying this. I'm surprised they're not just going with like a more standard, I mean, even like a Torbjorn would be fine here. Or just, I mean, Symmetra, but nobody runs Symmetra in Korea for some reason. I think Symmetra realistically would be really good against Lunatic High because they don't have a Pharah player. So they're going to give them the choke for free, but they don't have any ranged hit scan on Athena either. So, like, this is bizarre, I think. I'm, like, interested in what the function of this D.Va is going to be. Or not the D.Va, the Sombra. Saya player kills Jaehong, Tracer versus, what's it called? Tracer versus Zenyatta. Like Zumba and Miro are still doing like Zumba and Miro things. Like they just got 2 kills, 3 kills. Who are you still in? I mean, they're trading. This is still decent for Lunatic High. I don't know why Eska is trying even to take that fight. That pack was hacked. Like there was no way he was winning this. But look at these two. Like Zumba and Miro by themselves with like 1 Harmony Orb just killed like 4 people. Which is actually insane. And Jaehong is like popping these Harmony Orbs on them in tandem, and like, was that an EMP that just missed everything? I think Libero just accidentally hit Q. I don't know what just happened. But this fight's taking really long for Lunatic High. I feel like they should have won it already. Miro and Miro and Zumba are having like crazy games. Eska kills 2. This fight's over.
Potentially a successful push. Half the control meter built already. Looks like they're just going to get point A here.
Libero now forced to switch off the Sombra, which again...
I mean, that Sombra did absolutely nothing. I don't know. That EMP literally hit nobody. And that's, like, not what you need from it. So I'm not sure why he ran it or what he thought his plan was for that. But now they're up against Dragon Blade. There's no Nano Boost, which is weird. Lunatic doesn't really have that good of team fight. I mean, they can rely on Dragon Blade and skirmishes, but Eska's Tracer not so incredible, I think, right now. They're getting free card time, which is strange. I don't know why Athena's not. That's a huge pulse bomb, actually, but not really because he was Nano Boosted. And he popped ult. Sound barrier from Chris to keep his Ana alive. They're committing super hard on this fight, actually. That was a really good bubble from Chauncey. It actually ate the entire Diva ult. They're doing a decent job of stalling this card. I'm looking for Hoon right now, because I think he's on the cart. He should just die on it. They're just delaying, delay. I'm surprised Hoon backs up here. Why wouldn't he just go for the cart stall with his ult? I don't know, it was bizarre. I think he should have just gone for it. He could have gotten a little bit more time there, because he had to wait for Saya player to respawn anyway. So a slight mistake, I think, from Athena, but they're still in a decent position because neither team's running Reinhardt. And Nano Boost, I think, is really strong, at least against teams without it, obviously. So as long as Libero has a good Genji game right now, it should be fine. Chauncey kills Jaehong. The tank play from these teams is actually so good. Like, they just run Winston Genji, or Winston Diva as, like, this dive comp. Like, the Tracer's almost like a pocket hero at that point. But Lunatic needs to somehow team wipe them, and they don't really have a team composition that's going to team wipe them. Like, in a skirmish fight, generally on this map anyway, it's really hard to get team wipes because defense has the bridge. So, like, if you ever want to kill defense, you have to cross the bridge. Like, it's kind of, I mean, it's that simple, right? So you get really good sight lines, and they don't have a Reinhardt to, like, block any damage. So, like, as long as Saya player is not, like, completely missing his shots, it's still pretty decently hard for Lunatic to get in. Like, they're looking for a way to engage this, but, like, Libero's just waiting for a flank, I'm sure. Chauncey has ult. Even if they get a crazy Dragon Blade off, Chauncey can just pop ult and delay the cart. Pulse Bomb got eaten by the Diva. Chauncey decides to die, which I think is completely fine. Like, he's going to save his ult probably to delay the cart, which is the right play. Right now, he doesn't need to. Libero gets a 2k on both supports, and this fight's already won, so it's actually really good that Chauncey didn't pop his Primal Rage there. Realistically, you want to save that Primal Rage for when the cart is, like, gonna get capped by Lunatic or when, like, they're in a position to win a fight. And then, like right now, Lunatic will probably pop, like, Dragon Blade and Sound Barrier and just go in. I'm assuming Chris will pop Sound Barrier to counter, and then Chauncey will just save the Primal Rage until there's a time where his teammates are dying and he needs to make sure that the cart's not moving. Like, this is a really strong push from Lunatic. Forces out the Sound Barrier from Chris. Saya player's already down. Chauncey's still holding that ult, though, which is really, really big. Toby dies with Sound Barrier, which is also a huge win for Athena, and there's Chauncey popping the ult. So he's probably going to get on the cart now, I would imagine. Surprised he popped it here without getting on the cart, but now he's going to try to, I guess. Weird. This is a really weird engage. He popped it, like, in his health room, but, I mean, they're delaying the cart still, obviously. Lunatic needs to make sure that they don't die right now. Like, if anyone on Lunatic dies, I think, in this next, like, couple seconds before Toby gets back, then that's really bad. Because I'm assuming Toby's just going to come back and immediately pop Sound Barrier. And there it is. Saya player and Chris now going to delay the cart. No, Chauncey saved that ult, but then he, like, popped it in the weirdest time, and then he didn't really get much value out of it. I thought he was going to do better with that Primal Rage, but did not. Alright, honestly, this isn't so bad because they're still delaying the point, and they're not popping ults, I guess. So they killed 3 people, 4 people? They're dying. Oh, what are they doing right now? This is, like, putting them in a really bad position right now, actually, Lunatic. Like, going for fights like that. I guess Athena did well because they didn't pop ults, so, like, they used that fight to almost get themselves ult. As long as nobody gets picked off right now, they're fine, realistically. But they did just feed a lot of ults, Lunatic. But they did build ult by taking that bad engage, so it's probably not the worst. And nobody got spawn camped, which is actually the biggest deal, I think. If anyone had gotten this bad spawn, they would have been in such a bad spot. I do like the idea right here from Chauncey to go Reinhardt, though, because Lunatic still isn't running one, and I think Reinhardt gets way better. That's a huge self-destruct, actually. Athena's ult economy here wasn't that good, though. I'm not sure why they nano boosted the Genji. They don't have much. I mean, on the positive for them, I guess, is that Jaehong did pop the trans, so they don't have anything either on Lunatic High. Like, Toby's gonna pop Sound Barrier, but is Sound Barrier really gonna be enough to kill Reinhardt, Diva, Genji Tracer? Probably not. I don't like how much space they're giving this cart, though, on Meta Athena. Like, I mean, if I had to guess who's gonna win this, I would say it's probably Lunatic High, but at the same time, it depends on Chongsik, because if Chongsik hits a shatter, then this game becomes very different.
Not lasting long, and what a fight at the end for Lunatic Eye. Who are you? Just carrying this team to victory, and it looks like
yeah, Meta Athena popped way too many ults on that last fight. Like they got a 2-man kill with the self-destruct, and then they still nano boosted the Genji. I think if they had saved either, it would have been completely different. But Eska did clutch at the end there because he hit the pulse bomb onto Chongsik, and then the Reinhardt was out of that fight. That was strange, I guess.
They were going 0 ults against a Lunatic High composition loaded with ultimates, and that's where you have to